Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. So it's here, I finally got it. I'm several days late with this. As some of you know, I've been away, but I'm back now and I've come home to a big box. It's underneath here, it's there on the other camera, hello. The Paul McCartney 7-inch singles box. So this video I think is going to serve two purposes. If people want a quick dip in and out sort of unboxing style video showing roughly what's there, this will do that for you. But I'm also going to go deep in depth. I'm going to show you all 80 singles that are in here. I'm going to show you the records that are inside so you can see the labels. I'll get you close-ups of everything so you can have a good look through. So I'm really excited about this. I haven't had a chance to play anything yet in this box. I've been so incredibly busy since I came home. So reviews and things, I will certainly hope to make time for those to follow. But this is really it's like a show and tell, if you like. So McCartney 7-inch singles box, here you go. So it comes straight out of the box. It's really well packaged in styrofoam, but this is it out of the box. I have opened it up, but only to look at what my test pressing is. I know which test pressing I have. We'll talk more about that in a moment. All I will say for now is it's early wings. So it comes with these sort of, what are they? They're sort of, well, like, is that a ratchet? I'm not a very sort of practical, hands-on, manual type person. I sit at a computer all day. Is that a ratchet? I don't know. But whatever it is, there's two of them and they hold the thing in place. So I'm going to take those off and we can have a good look at what's inside. So they just slip off like this. This wooden box, I have to say, is a beautiful looking thing. This doesn't feel like a cheap wooden box at all. I'm going to lift it up and get it on the main camera. So here we go. You can see there, they're individually numbered from through to 3000. I have number 2334, which initially I was quite excited about. I was thinking, oh, is that a lyric from Blackpool, Paul McCartney's song Blackpool? Because I know he goes 23 and followed by other numbers. So I looked at, Googled the lyrics. It isn't. But the number 23 is there. So I was thinking, how cool would that be if I had a number that was actually a Paul McCartney lyric? So anyway, let's just have a look at the top of the box there. That's beautiful. This lid comes off in a moment. We will do that. Let's get you a close-up of that. So it's got weight dimensions. This thing is heavy. It's not massively bigger than a shoebox, really. If you think it only needs to be a little bit wider and a little bit taller than a 7-inch single. That's all it needs to be, really. And then just sort of long enough to hold the 80 singles that are in there. That's all four sides. Is there anything at the bottom? No, it's blank there at the bottom. So let's get this back on here. And I'm going to take this lid off. So the lid just comes off. It's not on hinges or anything. It comes off and it's got some sort of foam there to protect it. So I'll just put that on the floor for now. There we go. So, beautiful looking thing. Really beautiful. Very well packaged. I really like this. There's these two pieces of foam in here which hold everything in place, and they come out. Then that just gives everything a little bit of room to breathe. So I'm just going to take these out for now so that we've got a bit of room to play with. So, if you want a quick unboxing, that's kind of pretty much it. Apart from, I will pull one out at random and show you that I've just pulled out. Is that something from Run Devil Run here, it looks like? Fabulous. There you go. So there's one at random. And I can't see where I just pulled that out from, so that's probably gone in the wrong order. Which is why I got myself a bookmark to go in here, because as I go through all 80, I'm going to lose where I've just taken it out from. So I'm going to use a bookmark to keep track of where I am. Think about these things in advance, folks. So anyway, first of all, here's a book. 80 7-inch singles, over 159 songs. We've just got the MPL label on the back. This is a bendy book, but it's nice. It sort of feels like a sort of a cardboard thing on the outside, which is really nice. Paul McCartney 7-inch singles box. So I'll give you a rough idea of what's in this book. So I'll show you here. I mean, if you haven't got this by now, then it's a case of you're going to be lucky to get one. There might be the occasional one go up on sale. There might be some people who maybe return theirs, or there might be some orders that get cancelled from the people who got a delay email, and some of those might go back on sale. But other than that, it's probably the secondary market now. This went fast. It was always going to go fast. But let's just show you the rest of some of what's in this book. We've got a foreword by Paul McCartney. So you will see there. There's plenty of that. You might be able to have a little read of that, or if you want to pause it. And it goes on to another two full pages there. Okay, nice picture of Paul. We've seen that over the last couple of years or so. That's been used in, I think, magazines. It was used really around Egypt Station time. We've then got this introduction by Rob Sheffield, respected journalist, I think he is. So this goes on, I think, for quite a while. There's a lot in here, all about sort of Paul McCartney's career, and I think this sort of focuses. Well, I don't think it focuses on singles, but it's really a sort of a little mini biography of Paul McCartney there. And then we've got section 1970 to 79, where it's going into details of the singles. So I'll just show you a couple of examples here. You can see there for the Another Day, Oh Woman, Oh Why. It's got some information there about the release, engineers, mixed by producer, etc. And it's got that really for all the singles that are in here. And that goes through right towards the back end of the book. And then at the back end, we've got a load of publishing information. So it's a really nice book. I'm looking forward to taking my time over this book. And when I say taking my time, I really mean taking my time. It might take me years to get through this because I've got such a backlog of stuff to read, as I guess a lot of us have. I still haven't finished the Revolver book. I still barely started the Let It Be book a year ago. So it's, these things take time, but hopefully time's something that I have plenty of. It seems weird saying that on December the 8th, because as we know, people don't always get the time that they think that they're going to get. Anyway, let's go through these 80 records now and show you exactly what is in each one of them. And I'm going to go through order, use my bookmark to make sure I don't get lost. So this is the test pressing. So every box has got one of these, and it is when they were setting up the production of the vinyl, they would do test pressings to make sure that the records were being pressed okay, that everything was sort of fine with the quality. And I think it's a great little sort of feature of this box. It's not something that I remember having been done before. Maybe it has. Let me know in the comments if you know. And they've decided to include one of these in each box. Now, have we all got unique ones? No, we can't. There's been 3,000 of these boxes and there's only 80 different records. So I've done the maths. And it's if there's an equal number of each of these, roughly, then there'll be about 37 or 38 of each individual record across the 3,000 boxes. So my test pressing is, I said it was Early Wings, Helen Wheels, Country Dreamer. There you go. Okay. So you'll see that there isn't actually a label in the middle. They've not even stuck a label on there because it is a test pressing. That's what it's designed to be. So let's get this out of here. It's even really rough in the middle still. They've not done the sort of quality control that you would do on an actual record. You can see there it's a bit raggedy in the middle. So that is my Country Wheels Helen Dreamer. Country Wheels Helen Dreamer. I did just say that, didn't I? Helen Wheels Country Dreamer. Dear me. So I don't even know which side's which there. I'm going to have to guess that when I play it, because I am going to play all these. I've had a few sort of comments from people I know and people on videos saying, "Are you really going to play singles? Isn't that a pain?" Well, it's going to be like I was a kid again, because that's what I would do when I was a kid. I would play singles all the time until kind of the late 80s, really, when I started moving over to CDs. I've seen a few people have problems getting this in and out of here, and I am as well a little bit, but that's not too bad. That's in, it's back. So that is my test pressing. Did I show you the outside of that? If I didn't, there you go. That's the test pressing. Okay, we're into the main the main agenda here. Do I work forward? Do I work from the start and go to the end? Yeah, okay, let's start at the beginning with Another Day. Oh Woman, Oh Why. So I'm going to show you as close-ups as I can of all of this. Okay, and the record inside. Brilliant, we've got an Apple label here, so this is great. This is a Swedish pressing of this. This was 1971 Sweden, this is a replication of. Where did I get that information from? I'm going to show you in a second, because that's something I haven't done yet. So I'll show you where I'm getting that info from, because I can't be expected to know, looking at that's a 1971 Sweden pressing. You know, I know some things, but I don't know that much. How did I know that? Because I forgot to show you this, didn't I? This wasn't inside the box. It was inside the cardboard box that the whole thing came in. It wasn't inside the wooden box. This was sat on top of the wooden box, and it's got detail about all the records in here. So I'm going to show you all of this. If you want to pause on any of it and have a look, feel free to do so. But hopefully that is nice and readable. Okay. So that is Oh Woman, Oh Why. Our next single up it's a US mono promotional release, replication. We've got a nice Apple sleeve here of Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey on one side and Too Many People on the other. So we're very much Ram era. So there's your nice Apple cover, quite glossy. I washed my hands before this video because I thought otherwise I'm gonna end up with too many fingerprints on everything. So I don't know that there's any coloured vinyl in this, but we'll find out as we go through. This is the first time I've seen any of this. This is full Apple on both sides, so we've not got the half Apple on either side there, but that's nice. So what was this again? US mono promotional release. So presumably this went out to radio stations, that kind of thing, for them to be able to play. I've never been massively taken with the mono version of Ram, and it's mainly because Monkberry Moon Delight, I think the vocals are way too low in the mix. But anyway, that's just me. So next of all, we've got the next one up is 1971 UK. Backseat of My Car and Heart of the Country. So again, we've got the Apple sleeve, quite glossy. This time we have got a half Apple on this. Maybe they only used the half Apple on the actual sort of proper retail versions rather than the promos. So there you go, good close up of that. And fantastic Heart of the Country. In fact, both sides of this, Backseat of My Car and Heart of the Country, just both absolutely incredible songs. So that's a beauty. Where does that go in? That goes in there. Very good. Oh, I'm so glad I've got this bookmark in here, otherwise I would be lost as to knowing where to put these back. Okay, we've got quite a blank sleeve here now for this is previously unreleased on 7-inch. So this is Love Is Strange single edit backed with I Am Your Singer. So let's just show you the cover first. Again, quite a glossy cover, that wildlife style font there, which is good. So let's get this out of here without trying to get many fingers on it. So here you will see this is the B-side, I Am Your Singer. Hopefully if I get that in close you can see that. Other than that, very plain. Is there anything else? There is some very faint writing around the side which just sort of credits that you can see. And then the A side there, which, what did we say that was? That was Love Is Strange, a single edit of Love Is Strange. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And now I have read that sort of quite a few people have been getting issues with incorrect labels, pressing issues. You know, if there are any in this box, you're going to see them as I see them here, because I haven't looked through all these yet. So next up we've got, this is 1972, Give Ireland Back to the Irish, followed by Give Ireland Back to the Irish version on the B-side. Obviously that sort of instrumental version. Now this is interesting. I would love to hear from somebody else who's got this box as to whether you've got what I've got here, because this doesn't look right. And there's an interesting date on there as well. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. But anyway, this isn't something that's going to affect the playback of the record, thankfully. But look at this. What is that sticker there? That doesn't look like it's supposed to be there. I don't think. An interesting date. It says 14th of April 2022. So this is a sticker. I mean, this feels like a really recent project. We've obviously only known about it maybe, is it even a month yet? It must be about nearly a month. But that's a sticker going back to April, unless it was just something that happened to be in the factory. But that looks to me like that's not supposed to be there. Like I say, if any of you out there, if you've got this box, please could you let me know whether you had that sticker on there? Doesn't look right to me, but like I say, it won't affect the playback of the record. I did see one photograph that somebody posted where the actual label was stuck on again right over the playing part of the record, so I really hope I haven't got any of those. We've now got, clearly Mary Had a Little Lamb there. And nice picture on the back as well. So this is described as, well, this must be a recreation of the UK 1972 single. Mary Had a Little Lamb, backed with Little Woman Love. As I said on the video when this was announced, when I was sort of saying that I'd bought it, I was saying I don't own any Paul McCartney 7-inch singles. So I've not seen a lot of these things before. I realised afterwards I do actually own one. There's another copy in this box and I'm going to show you which one it is when we get to it. So there we go. So that's a really nice label, is that, for Mary Had a Little Lamb. And then Little Women Love on the back there. Which, now, that's interesting. Because that took me a little bit by surprise when I saw the label. Because this song is Little Woman Love. And I noticed as soon as I saw the label, that says Little Women Love. Is that right? Is that how it was labelled in 1972? Again, if you know, let me know. That's interesting. Surely that's just a reproduction of 1972, and if it is wrong, they maybe got it wrong then. So that's interesting to see. Okay, next up we've got, this is a Belgian single of Hi 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 and Sea Moon. So there we go, that's a really nice sleeve. I don't think I've seen that before. So it's got replications of whose signature there? Presumably Paul, Henry, Denny, Linda and Denny. Were Wings the only band ever to have two Dennys, I wonder? And then on the back, very, very similar there. This is an interesting Apple label. On the other side, certainly looks a little bit different. But there you go. There's your A side of Hi Hi Hi. And on the back, it looks like quite a sparser half apple than you often see for Sea Moon. So that's nice. I like that. Okay, next up. Some of these are quite... This box is certainly snug. But that's reassuring, I think, as well, isn't it? Again, this is an interesting cover. This is... because I've not seen this cover before. It's because it's an Israel pressing. This is the Israel version of My Love with The Mess live at The Hague on the B-side. So that's interesting looking cover. Very nice. They certainly have some good sleeves around the world. Oh, this is nice. This is a traditional style parlophone label. So there you go. There is The Mess and My Love on that side. There you go. Very nice, that. So yeah, I'm liking the fact that these are different sleeves, because I've got all these singles in iTunes and tagged and everything, but I've tended to use the sort of UK labels and covers as my artwork. So a lot of these versions from other countries I've never really seen before. So now we've got, this is 1973 Sweden version of Live and Let Die, backed with I Lie Around. So again, it's artwork that I'm really unfamiliar with this artwork, so it's really interesting to see. And then we've got Roger Moore on the back there, Live and Let Die, for his first James Bond film. What do you think Roger Moore's best James Bond film was? Controversially, I'm going to go with For Your Eyes Only. Cracking film, I think. Live and Let Die was a great start. But anyway, Swedish translations welcome, if anybody's able to do that for me. So here's your disc. We're on Apple again. We've got Live and Let Die. And we've got that quite sparse looking cut open Apple for I Lie Around on the B-side. That's nice. Very good. Okay, next up we have Paul McCartney and Wings. So this is what I've got the test pressing of, obviously. Helen Wheels, Country Dreamer. Not Helen Dreamer and Country Wheels, as I said before. But there is your front cover. And there is your very similar back cover for this. Again, we're on the Apple label. Where's this one from? This is a Spanish reproduction of the Spain single from 1973. So that's good. Helen Wheels, a song that I very much like, but I don't like it on Band on the Run. I like my Band on the Run without Helen Wheels, as Paul McCartney originally intended. We've now got, this is a Germany reproduction of Jet and Let Me Roll It. So again, it's artwork that I'm unfamiliar with. I've not seen that before. And there's your back cover there. I've just dropped it on the floor. Excuse me one moment. No fancy edits today. If I do something like that, it's staying in. That's remained unharmed, thankfully. Dear me. So this has got a little bit of German text on the back. Let's just get you a close-up of that, but very little. There you go. And let's get this out without dropping it again. We've dropped it once. We don't want to drop it again. Again, we're on an Apple label for Jet on that side. And Let Me Roll It on the cut Apple side. So that's nice. I'm sorry, Jet. You go back safely in the box and I'll try not to drop you on the floor ever again. I did drop my All Things Must Pass album on the floor a year or so back. Not the new remix, and damaged that quite a bit. Anyway, this is Band on the Run with 1985. I mean, wow. What a single that is. What a two records they are. And again, where's this from? This also is from Germany. So we're going German again. Let's get you a close-up of that. So that's nice. Again, we are on Apple. I'm really scared now of dropping these records. There you go, 1985. Surely one of the great closing songs to an album. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, we are now into the Netherlands for Mrs. Vanderbilt, backed with Bluebird. Two more great songs, Paul McCartney and Wings. So there's your front cover, and there's your back cover, full version and close-ups. There you go. Are we still on Apple? We are on an Apple label again. I'm assuming we'll get to the point fairly soon here where the Apple labels cease. But we will see when that happens. Okay, next up is... we're going to Belgium again for this. This is Junius Farm and Sally G. Sally G, I absolutely love that song. It's just one of the most sing-along songs ever for me. Ooh, this doesn't look right. Okay, again, this isn't going to affect the playback, but this ain't right. I'll try and get you a good view of this. It's on an Apple label. But what's that weird little nipple that's there? If I do that, look at it. Look at it. It's a nipple on my record. Junius Farm, backed with Sally G. Now what do? Do I sort of scratch this off and hope it comes off, or do I leave it? Right, what it is, I've just moved it over, look, and it's part of the actual centre hole that kind of got stuck on, so I've moved it over. I think that'll just pop out. I'll tell you what, when I play the record, I'll pop that out at that point. It can stay in there for now. So we're getting a couple of weird little things on some of these records, but nothing that's going to affect anything really so far. This has got to be Venus and Mars looking at that. But the actual songs are Listen to What the Man Said, backed with, and it doesn't actually say on there, so let's have a look on here. It is Listen to What the Man Said with Loving Song on the B-side, and this is an Australian version. So that's nice. We've got a nice picture of the new Wings lineup there with Joe and Jimmy. So that's a nice cover. I really like that. Oh, this looks good. Oh, this looks sweet. We've got Listen to What the Man Said. Look at that. We're on a Capitol label now with little Venus and Mars red and white snooker balls there. Or pool balls. They could be pool balls. But I'm a snooker man myself. There you go, Loving Song. But I've loved seeing all these Apple covers, but it was like, ooh, when it moved to Capitol, that looked quite nice. And it's kind of telling the story as well, isn't it? A little bit of the journey that Paul's career has gone through, moving from Apple into Capitol. So this is another one that I've not seen before. This looks really good. This is a Germany pressing of Letting Go, and You Gave Me the Answer. Look at that. That's nice. And they're advertising Venus and Mars on the back cover again. Let's just get you a little close-up of that. That's lovely. Okay, let's get this out. So again, we're on the Capitol label. That's nice. For You Gave Me the Answer. And again for Letting Go there. Lovely jubbly. God, this is going to be a long video, isn't it? The only reason I'm going to stop this video is if my battery runs out and I have to change it. Okay, we've got Wings, Venus and Mars, Rock Show. There you go. Where's this from? This is Belgium, but it's also Magneto and Titanium Man on the B side. So the A side is Venus and Mars and Rock Show, which I guess no, it won't be the live version, will it? Magneto and Titanium Man. That's a nice bit of artwork there. Again, we're on the Capitol label. There's your B side, Magneto Titanium Man, and this must be the single edit because there is no way that bit of vinyl fits all of Venus and Mars and Rock Show on. So I would suspect that is the single edit of Rock Show, certainly. Okay, what's up next? Oh, we're moving forward in time a little bit. Time waits for no man. We're up to Speed of Sound era here, and we've got Silly Love Songs backed with possibly the greatest ever Wings song about cooking. Cook of the House. Well, it's got to be the best at something, hasn't it? Oh, that's nice. I like the look of that. That's very nice. That was your Cook of the House side, and this is your Silly Love Songs side. Let's just get you a nice close-up of that, because it's worthy of it, I think. Because it's probably quite an uncommon view. Where was this single from? This was, that's a French pressing. Can't say France in this house at the moment. We play France, England versus France in the World Cup very soon. We've now got Wings, Let 'Em In and Beware My Love. That's nice. Obviously those photos from the sessions that were used on the Speed of Sound album. I like how they were using the back covers to sort of promote the albums on here as well. So where's this from? This is from Germany. We've got a variation on that with a more white cover. More white background, more like what the actual photo was. It was many, many years before I realised that, or found out that actually was a proper photo from above a cinema entrance. I thought it was just kind of graphics for years, but no, it was an actual, that there was an actual sort of cinema style heading that was created outside a cinema. Okay, we are going. We're going to the far east here. Where are we going? We're going to Japan. Maybe I'm Amazed live and Soily live. So these are presumably Wings Over America versions. Presumably the same versions that are on Wings Over America. There's your back cover, which we've got a mixture of English and Japanese in there. That's nice. And come to daddy. Here we go. Nice. Again, we've got some good variation here on the inner labels. So that's your side A, and that's your side B. So that's good. I like that. That's a funky. That animation there, very similar to what they were sort of rock show era, isn't it? Rock show style, should I say? Okay, next up we have got Mull of Kintyre Girls' School. Mull of Kintyre still, to this day, the biggest selling non-charity single in UK chart history, even outselling everything by the Beatles. Incredible, incredible. But it's a song that I love, I really do. Obviously, again, we're moving forward into a slightly the next era of Wings. But there you go, Mull of Kintyre. We're back on a Capital label here. That's lovely. That's nice. And then next up we have, With a Little Look, DJ Edit with Backwards Traveller and Cufflink on the B-side. I've always massively preferred the album version of With a Little Look. I think just that whole sort of instrumental section towards into the last maybe third of the song, where it all just sort of calms down a bit and then builds back up to the explosive finish, I think is just much better. I think it just works much better as a song. But there you go. We've got a nice London Town era artwork there on your label. With the more colourful version there for the A-side for With a Little Look. Great song though. I love With a Little Look. Fantastic song. A song that I got to know on All the Best first. I hadn't heard it until I bought that in '87. Here's some artwork I've not seen before. Goodness me, this is a UK... Oh, the last one, by the way, was a German pressing. This is a UK pressing of I've Had Enough and Deliver Your Children. Okay, so I've not seen that before. But I guess a lot of you in the UK will have this single. So that's nice. I don't know who that is on the front. I mean, it looks a bit like Shane MacGowan from the Pogues. Obviously it isn't, but it looks a bit like him on there. Very similar artwork here to the last one. There's your, is that your B-side? Oh, well, that's I've Had Enough. And that's Deliver Your Children there. So I like how they're using a more colourful version and then a sort of a less colourful version on the other side. That's good. Next of all, we have from the Netherlands. It's London Town. London Town and I'm Carrying. So look, I'm Carrying being the B-side. So that's really nice. I like that. And again, very similar. So there's nothing major to see here that we haven't already seen. But I guess London itself sometimes looks really beautiful and blue sky and nice, and then other times it's just very grey, when weather dependent. So I like how they're reflecting that. Next up we have got from France. We're moving forward again into Back to the Egg era. We've got Good Night Tonight and Daytime Nighttime Suffering. Obviously these weren't on Back to the Egg, but it's that era of the band. I mean, Back to the Egg would have been a much better album, I think, with both of these songs on it. So that's, well, not the most exciting back cover you'll ever see in your life. But we've got a nice, I do like that photo there where we've got, obviously, Lawrence and Steve there for the last incarnation of Wings. Very kind of plain Parlophone label here we've got. For Daytime Nighttime Suffering and Good Night Tonight. Not the classic Parlophone with the 45 logo on, like we've seen one of in here and like the Beatles used. Next up, we've got, this is from the UK, this is Old Siam Sir and Spin It On. Okay. Obviously back to the egg era. No mistaking that. Well, I guess there is mistaking it. You might think cook of the house when you see an egg like that. Bit of debris on there. Needs a good clean when I play it. But there you go. There's your Spin It On. And there's your Old Siam Sir. And that's nice. Like I say, that's a UK version. Next up, we have got, where are we? Getting Closer, Baby's Request. Nice artwork there. And this is a UK version again. Baby's Request is a real favourite of mine. I think that's a beautiful song. Different style again slightly. They're making it very clear that that's the A-side, and that is also the A-side. We've got a double A-side here. No mistaking that. Equal prominence to both of those two songs there. Is that a little mark on my... Just got a little scuff on my cover there, you can see. I thought at first it looked like the Warner Brothers label. I thought it was like you see on a Bugs Bunny cartoon, but no, it's a little scuff that looks a similar shape to the Warner Brothers logo. Okay, next we've got, we're going, is this Japanese again? We're going, yes, this is Japan. Arrow Through Me and Old Siam Sir. So we've got two copies of Old Siam Sir in here. Okay, that's nice. And if I have any Japanese friends watching, then hopefully there's something nice for you to read. Okay. We're on an EMI label now, so this is different to any that we've seen previously. And there's your A-side, Arrow Through Me. Very good. We're still in the first half of the box. This looks Christmassy, yes. Oh, this is I've heard this song so often over the last week, but it's a good job, I love it. Wonderful Christmas Time, back with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reggae. Fantastic. Is this the UK pressing? Yes, it is. Oh, we're back on the more sort of classic, or more similar to the classic Parlophone 45 label anyway. Wonderful Christmas Time gets a lot of stick as a song. I think it's absolute genius. It's one of those Paul McCartney songs where it can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be as the listener, and it can be either. Fantastic song. This is UK. Something to mention about this one. So we've got Coming Up, the studio version, and we've got Coming Up live in Glasgow, and Lunchbox Odd Socks. So is this the one that... I wonder if this is the record that accounts for the odd number of tracks. I don't know. But anyway, I have heard that on this one, they've not actually used the correct edit of the live version of Coming Up. It sounds like it's a bit of a Frankenstein mishmash of various bits from other edits and other versions that have been put together. That this is actually a unique edit, slightly, of the live version of Coming Up on here. I'll know more for myself when I actually listen to it. Was that a mistake? Was it deliberate? Was it carelessness? I don't know. I'll try and be positive and say it gives us a new version that we didn't have before. Okay, we're now into well into McCartney 2 territory. This is a 1980 UK version of Waterfalls and Check My Machine. Done it again. I've done it again. No harm done, I don't think. It got a very soft landing on my rug, thankfully, but no harm done. That's a really dirty record, is that? There's so... I wonder if you can pick it up on here. There's so much muck on that. That's going to need a really good clean, is that? But it's a Parlophone 45 label of... What did we say it was? It's Waterfalls and Check My Machine. Check my machine. That's nice. Was that a UK version? I think it was. Yes, it was. Right, now we have previously unreleased on 7-inch Temporary Secretary with a new edit of Secret Friend. So there you go, Temporary Secretary, fantastic song. Paul in his lovely knitwear there from the Waterfalls video for a new edit. So yeah, normally Secret Friend is what runs for about 9 or 10 minutes or so. This is a new 7-inch edit of it. So I hope that means this will be on streaming as well. So hopefully it'll get more attention on streaming because it's a great record. I love Secret Friend. I've got a little bit of a glitch there on my paper label there, which you might be able to see down at the bottom. That's slightly annoying, but we won't worry about it. But there you go. So it's kind of more modern style parlophone there. I've got some records that I bought in the 80s when I was a kid that have got a very similar parlophone style label to that. So that's a familiar looking sight to me, is that from my childhood. We are now on to Ebony and Ivory and Rain Clouds. Oh, Rain Clouds. Okay, interesting. Ebony and Ivory. Okay, you love it or you hate it. I've no problem with Ebony and Ivory at all. This is a bit weird now. This has just thrown me a bit because today, as I sit here and do this, is December the 8th. Rain Clouds, of course, is the song that Paul McCartney recorded on December 9th, 1980, when he had to work. He had to just try and focus on something so that he wasn't focused on that all day, and Rain Clouds was the song that he created. So it's always a kind of a bittersweet listen, is Rain Clouds, because of the circumstances it was created under. But there's your Ebony and Ivory. We're back on a more classic parlophone 45 RPM label there. Next up is this, presumably is Take It Away by the looks of that. Yeah, Take It Away, and I'll Give You a Ring on the B-side. Nice pictures there. Look at that, Paul and George looking splendid. Ah, that's worth a close-up. Definitely. Wonderful. And inside, I'm being really careful now. I don't want to drop any more of these. Oh, look at that. That's terrible. Oh dear, I'll come to that in a moment. I'll show you the A-side first. Take It Away. Okay, classic parlophone. You ready for this? Again, this shouldn't... Well, I'm going to have to be careful here. Look at that. How off-centre is that? I'm going to have to be careful because that label now goes onto the run-out groove in the middle. So I'm going to have to be careful to lift the needle before it hits that, which at least because it's so flipping obvious, I'll notice it. I should hopefully remember at the end of the song to lift the needle before it starts going onto paper. That's not very good. That's the first one that I'm bothered about of the mistakes. So we've now got that was UK, by the way. This is also UK. This is Tug of War and Get It. So again, because I don't have these singles, I'm not really familiar with that particular bit of artwork. But that's really nice. And I know a lot of you will be very familiar with it. I appreciate that. Classic Parlophone 45 label again. For both sides of that. Tug of War, wow, what a song that is. What an album and what a song. Okay, next up, that wonderful picture of Paul and Michael Jackson. So we've got Say, 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 and then side B we've got Ode to a Koala Bear, which is, it's alright, it's daft, a little bit of fun. Is this UK pressing? I think it might be. It is indeed. So there, again, classic Parlophone label. Nice and centred this time, good. I mean centred as in centre, I don't mean, ooh, that smells nice. Say, Say, Say. Oh, to a Koala Bear. Next up we have, this is my first Paul McCartney song. This is the song that sort of ignited a little thing that then grew with All the Best and Once Upon a Long Ago. But this, Pipes of Peace, I would credit this as being the song that made me interested in listening to Paul McCartney. Massively important song for me, this. On the B-side, it is So Bad, which isn't so bad, it's so great. A fantastic song. This, of course, will be the single edit of Pipes of Peace, which comes straight in. It doesn't have any of the sort of strings, brass, the sort of trying to create a almost like a war kind of vibe. It's just comes straight in, bang, I light a candle to love. I always remember what the DJ said on the version of Pipes of Peace that I had on my C90 cassette that I taped off the top 40 on a Sunday. The song finished and the DJ said, huddled away in a cabin somewhere, counting his money. Paul McCartney, Pipes of Peace. I will never forget that. To the day I shuffle off. We've now got another UK pressing of No More Lonely Nights ballad. So this is the normal version of No More Lonely Nights on side A, and then side B is it the play out version or is it the extended? Yeah, it's the play out version on side B. From Give My Regards to Broad Street, of course, which again really helped fuel my road into Paul McCartney as a fan. Because the computer game on Spectrum 48K that I had as a kid, I won the computer game in a national competition, national newspaper competition, and again that sparked that seed of getting me into being a Paul McCartney fan. We're nearly at the end of box 1. We've got Paul McCartney. This must be We All Stand Together. Yes, Paul McCartney in the frog chorus. We all stand together. Bum, 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 bye. And on the B side, it's the humming version, that more sort of instrumentally type version. And who's it credited to again? It's Paul McCartney and the Finchley Frogettes. Fantastic. I really hope we see a proper release of the Rupert album one day. Again, we're on Parlophone there, and on the back. Yeah, really hope maybe they could include it as an extra in an archive collection, which would probably be maybe London Town-ish era. Spies Like Us. You love it or you hate it. Spies Like Us. Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd. What was the B-side to this again? My Carnival, that was it. Obviously, had sat unreleased for many years. Oh, we're back on a Capitol label. Now, a little bit more modern looking Capitol label for that. I would love for this to feature prominently in a press to play archive edition. That would be fantastic. That's the end of box 1. We're halfway there. Whoa, we're halfway there. Let's get on to second half of this. Press. I love that graphic there that shows sort of Paul's layout of the soundstage. This is again, like most of the recent ones have been, apart from, Spies Like Us was a US pressing, and this is this is US as well. So it's a press video edit. There was all sorts of edits of press, backed with It's Not True. Good song, good artwork. I like the artwork on that one. And again, we're on a Capitol label. I should have sussed that on the previous one, shouldn't I? Capitol, US. There you go. Looking lovely there. Okay, so now then, this one's a little bit different. Well, let me just make sure we know what this next one is. It says, art reformatted from US 12-inch promotional vinyl. Okay. But what is it? It's Pretty Little Head and Right Away. So we are still in press to play era. So that art reformatted from US, whatever that means. Does that mean they've kind of remade it now for this box, or not quite sure what they mean by that? But again, we've got the nice 80s colourful Capitol label there. And on the B side. Very good. Pretty Little Head. I really like. I mean, Press to Play it's quite a bonkers album in many ways. And Pretty Little Head is right up there with some of the craziest stuff on that album. But I really like the fact that it was experimenting. But anyway, now we move on to, this is a US version again of Stranglehold and a remix of Angry. I mean, I've got all this stuff that I've had. Some of the stuff that had never been released digitally, I've got MP3s of that I've downloaded over the years. But hopefully I might be able to replace some of those with needle drops of some of these records. So I've got a good system set up for being able to get digital needle drops from my record player, so that might keep me busy for a while. Only Love Remains. This is a UK version again now. So we've got Only Love Remains and Tough on a Tightrope. Paul slipping beautifully into middle age on that photograph there. Let's just get you a close-up of some of that text. What a lovely 1980s shirt and slacks he's wearing there as he entered his early 40s. In fact, not far off his mid-40s by this point. Again, it's UK. We're on a Parlophone label there. Very nice. I'm going to need a beverage after I finish this. My throat's getting a little bit sore, but we carry on. We carry on. Here it is. Here's the first song I really anticipated. Pipes of Peace came along and I loved it. This I anticipated. I have no memory of Press to Play at the time at all, or anything of that. But Once Upon a Long Ago, not released in the US as a single, but I love it. And I presume we've got Back on My Feet. Yes, we have. Back on My Feet as the B-side. Fantastic B-side. If there's anybody out there who doesn't know Back on My Feet, which I guess is possible, check it out. It's a great song. Well, we've now moved to a much sort of, dare I say, blander Parlophone label there. This must be the UK pressing, presumably. Yeah, UK. That's nice to have. It was, of course, the first, as far as I know, that was the first single that Paul released on CD as well. Okay, moving on. We are into Flowers in the Dirt era now. We've got My Brave Face there. And that should be back to, is it Flying to My Home? Yes, this is a US pressing. So therefore we're back on Capitol. Flying to My Home, again, I would say the same as Back on My Feet. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. It's a great song. And it's kind of a vocal style that I don't know that Paul's ever used on any other song. It's a little bit like how he sang some songs in the early 70s, but not quite. Not quite sure how to describe it. Check it out if you don't know it. It's great. This one is, where's this from? This is UK. So this is looking the same as my CD single that I've got of this one and First Stone on the B-side. There's your cover. It's really beautiful artwork, is that? Let's get this out. Oh, we've got a different style of cover there. So there you go. There's the First Stone. Nice funky Parlophone label there. That's upside down. That's good. I like that. Beautiful art. I love the wordplay on that as well. This one, this swan. Really nice. Come on, get in there. Right, okay, next up we have Figure of Eight. How many versions of Figure of Eight were there? So many. Here you've got your regular single version. This is an Australian pressing. So it's Figure of Eight 7-inch Bob Clear Mountain mix, and on the V side, the magnificent Où est le soleil. Really disappointed whenever I listen to Flowers in the Dirt on vinyl that it doesn't finish with Où est le soleil, because to me that is the closer of the album. Fantastic. Back on an older style Parlophone label there. Où est le soleil. Next up we have from the UK, Party Party. B-side could be interesting here when we come to it. Party Party. Again, it's a real love and hate song is this. I really like the live version that's on the Put It There documentary that they do right at the end. And this is interesting. I've just noticed here, although it would have been on some of the previous songs as well. You've got their Wickens is mentioned there. Wicks. And now we're, 33 years later? Wicks is still with Paul in Paul's band. Incredible career he's had with him. Let's have a shout out to Wicks, shall we, and his incredible longevity in Paul McCartney's band. Okay, you're going to see something very different on the B-side in a moment, because there is not really any B-side. It's blank, but can you see? Hopefully I can pick this up. Oh, that looks like it. Look at those. It's like flowers, poppies. Lovely. So again, we're seeing a few records here where some have got 3 songs on, some like this have got 1, which helps to explain why it's not 80 discs and 160 songs, it's actually 80 and 159. So that was a UK version, as is this. Put it there. I bought this CD single at the time. I've put it there, and then on the B-side it's got Mama's Little Girl, obviously from roughly the Wildlife era. Fantastic song. I love the version that they released in the archive edition that's stripped of the reverb, and it just sounds so much better than this, which is quite a reverby mix of Mama's Little Girl. But again, we're on this Parlophone label that has been used throughout this particular series of Flowers in the Dirt era songs. That's upside down. There you go. And that was interesting for the time to be getting a record that's credited as Paul McCartney and Wings, because that's obviously not something that he'd done for quite a few years. Put It There is a fantastic song. I really love that. Okay, next up we have, where are we? This is just described as Europe. So this must have been a Europe-wide release. Again, I've got the CD single of this. So this is from the Tripping the Life Fantastic album, Long and Winding Road. And then on the B-side we've got Sea Moon. So we've got that, and nice kind of B-side there. Paul did wear some incredible shirts in that era, didn't he? And again, something that we'd not seen for a while on a Paul McCartney record. Or ever. Oh, we would have seen it on some Wings Over America stuff. A Lennon and McCartney writing credit there. Even though presumably John didn't have too much to do with the writing of The Long and Winding Road. Very nice. I hope there's still some people with us at this point. This is one of my more relaxed videos, apart from when I drop the records on the floor. That must be Birthday. I didn't even look when I pulled it out. I just saw that image of Paul. It must be Birthday. Yes, it is. And it's backed with Good Day Sunshine. Okay, nice artwork there. Again, I've got the CD single of this. So, actually, yeah, Paul McCartney single where both the A and the B side will be Lennon and McCartney credits. Again, we're using that Parlophone label that we've seen since the sort of Flowers in the Dirt era songs kicked in. So this is Birthday was recorded at Nebworth in England, June 30th, 1990. Good Day Sunshine is at the Montreal Forum, December 9th, 1989. Okay, next up we have, this is, that was a UK pressing by the way, as is this, All My Trials, Sea Moon. Again, I had the CD single of this. I bought it on the day from Woolworths in my hometown, Bridlington, back in the day. All My Trials and Sea Moon. This was the first tour that I saw Paul McCartney on. I saw him at the Birmingham NEC, January 1990. But there's side one. Again, we're on that Parlophone label that has been used in this era. In fact, it was the white version of All My Trials that I had on CD. And it was only years later I realised that there was another one, that there was a black one. So I picked this up at the time. The white one that I had the John Lennon medley on there, you know, Help, Give Peace a Chance, Strawberry Fields. Alright, we're into Liverpool Oratorio. So this is previously unreleased on 7-inch. So Kiri Te Kanawa there, or Kiri Tiri Nikawa, The World You're Coming Into. So this is stuff that we're not going to have on vinyl already, from Paul McCartney's Liverpool Oratorio by Paul McCartney and Carl Davis. It's also got Save the Child there, Kiri Te Kanawa and Jerry Hadley, yeah. So that's a nice cover. I mean, it's an album that I really, to be honest, pretty much never listened to. But there you've got the drinking song. And we've got The World You're Coming Into, and then what's that? Is that Tres Conejos? Whatever that means. Save the Child and the drinking song. Let's find ourselves a little hostelry. Okay. You know, I'm looking forward to playing it still. It's nice to have, but I'm guessing that Paul doesn't actually appear on that record at all. Okay, we're moving forward a little bit in terms of eras now. We're into the Off the Ground era. Hope of Deliverance. A-side and B-side, Long Leather Coat. Another fantastic B-side. Why did that not make it onto the album, Paul? No big boys bickering in here, so we don't need to protect the delicate ears of our children. Hope of Deliverance. Big boys bickering, of course, being on the CD single as well. Back to a 45, so Parlophone 45. I presume this is a UK pressing then. It certainly looks like my UK CD single. It's Europe, it's described as a Europe, so they must have had a standard release across Europe for that, which makes sense really, doesn't it, to be honest. This is a Germany pressing of Come On People and I Can't Imagine. Always really liked that artwork there for Come On People. I mean, this was really sort of Paul trying to do a Hey Jude again, really, a little bit, wasn't it? Maybe. I've never been massively fussed about the B-side, I Can't Imagine. It's a nice enough song, it's pleasant enough, but it was a little safe. I think some of the B-sides of this era did get a little bit safe for my liking. We're on a 45 there. I presume this is a UK. Is it? No, sorry, Germany. I did say this is German pressing. Come On People. Next up, reformatted from 7-inch picture disc. Okay, we're into Flaming Pie era now. We've got Young Boy backed with Looking For You. Again, another pretty decent B-side there. There's your back cover. I mean, this really was the era of as many CD singles as we can possibly get out. 2 for each single, wasn't there, for Young Boy, In the World Tonight and Beautiful Night. So that is a reformatted from 7-inch picture disc. So I presume, I don't know whether that means that particular configuration has never existed before. Now I think I've just pulled out, yes, this is the one I pulled out at the start of the video that I got in the wrong order. So I'm going to put that where that needs to go, which is back another couple, I think, because I didn't have my bookmark in place then. So what I actually wanted was The World Tonight. That's nice. That's nice. I mean, obviously that photograph is there on the CD single, but much smaller than that because it's got the background around it, but it looks really nice blown up like that. And it's got Used to Be Bad as the B-side of that. Have they given us any Ubu Jubu tracks on here? They haven't, no. There's no Ubu Jubus on any of these, but that's nice. Very nice. Yeah, I really like how that looks. That looks pretty special. So next we should have Beautiful Night, I'm guessing. Yeah. That incredible jacket that Paul's wearing that looks many sizes too big for him. Beautiful Night. I remember when this came out, sort of just before Christmas, 97, and Chris Evans, as in UK radio DJ Chris Evans, he was really trying to big this up. It was like, come on Britain, let's get this song to #1. He absolutely loved Beautiful Night, and he was really trying to plug it. Love Come Tumbling Down on the B-side. So yeah, just to confirm, like I said a minute ago, there are no Ubu Jubus. Ubu Jubu on this particular box. But that's okay, that's no problem. So next up, I think now I am back in with this in the right order. Yes, this is next. This is No Other Baby, Brown Eyed Handsome Man from Run Devil Run. Really nice sort of 50s style cover there. Really like that. Oh, we've got the old Emitex on there as well, like we get on the Beatles reproduction albums. So we've got Brown Eyed Handsome Man and Fabulous on that side. Hope you can read that okay. And then we've got the superb No Other Baby there. The phrase I've always had about this song, and I've kind of always said it, is No Other Baby does nothing for 4 minutes and 20 seconds, but it does it magnificently. So that's the only single that we've got in there from the Run Devil Run era. We're now on to Driving Rain era. Where's this one from? The last one was UK, by the way. This is a Europe pressing of From a Lover to a Friend. and Riding into Jaipur on the B-side. That's one of my favourite songs on the album, Riding into Jaipur. If I was going to do my sort of cut down version of Driving Rain, because I've always said if you cut 20 minutes out of that album, you're left with something really good. Riding into Jaipur would be one of my highlights that would be left on there. That's nice, quite sort of plain labels there. Quite like that. That's good. That's From a Lover to a Friend. Did I say this was a European pressing? I think I did. Yes. Next. Oh, here we go. Fantastic. Another one I've got. I've got most of these on CD single. If there was a CD single of any of these printed, I've got them. But this one, Tropic Island Hum. Brilliant. Paul back in his Rupert phase. I do really enjoy this. It's got We All Stand Together on the B-side. So again, we've got a repeated song here. Not to worry, but it's a replication of a single, and that's what happened. There's the back of it. Again, if you've not heard Tropic Island Hum, it's very much sort of in the style of We All Stand Together, but not as operatic, and it's a little bit more sort of calypso. Would you say Hawaiian? Probably not, but it's a little bit more sort of rhythmic. It's fun. There's We All Stand Together. And if you don't agree it's fun and you wish to complain about my opinion on it, then please put all complaints in writing to my home address. Thank you very much, and they will be filed away permanently. Got to have something to put on the fire these days. But that's nice. I'm glad that they've gone with things like that as well and not just stuck with the obvious singles, because it's just good fun. This is also a European pressing next of Fine Line. I hope that comes through okay. So obviously we're into Chaos and Creation era now, and really interesting B-side on here, Growing Up Falling Down. Again, this is one of Paul's very much lesser known songs, Growing Up Falling Down, but it's a beautiful song, and it's really one where, well, this is a bit different, we'll see in a moment. Paul's kind of old man voice was very noticeable here. I'd not heard him sing like that before. There's another piece of paper in here. Does it come out? Does it do anything? Is it there for a reason? I hope to be able to answer these questions for you shortly. Well, let's get the record out first, but there's something else in there. There's a Fine Line. And there's the B-side. Again, if you're not familiar with Growing Up Falling Down, it's very different. It's quite very downbeat, but it's Paul McCartney with what you would describe as his older voice. Here we go. This is what was inside. Interesting. Okay, it's just a piece of paper with the lyrics to Fine Line on. Fair enough. Whatever floats your boat. Wasn't expecting that. I wouldn't have missed it had it not been in there, but it seems that it is there, then that's fine. Come on. Fine Line's one of Paul's great singles of the last sort of 20 odd years. I can't get this piece of paper back in now. I tell you what, I'm going to leave that out there, and I'll do that in my time, because, you know, we could be here for hours otherwise. We're more than halfway through this second box now, so more than 3/4 of the way through altogether. But here we've got, love this picture, Jenny Wren, same picture that's used on the CD single, and Summer of '59 as the B-side. Nice little kind of rock and roll acoustic guitar song, Paul recounting some of his early days. So that's nice. Is this UK? No, this is Europe, as was Fine Line. So there's your B-side, Summer of '59. Another lesser known Paul song. I mean, all these are on streaming now, so I hope people take the opportunity to get to know some of these songs, even if you haven't got this vinyl box. They're there on streaming, because there's some real gems there as B-sides that you might not have otherwise known. Here's a divisive Paul McCartney song, but one that I love, Dance Tonight, and it's got the demo version on the B-side. So we're into Memory Almost Full era, of course, here. Again, it's just such a simple song. It's a bit like I said, Wonderful Christmas Time, you know. That was deceptively simple, but with a lot of complexity. This maybe hasn't got the complexity, but who else can do such a simple song and make it so unbelievably catchy? Paul McCartney's the absolute master of it, and he has been for decades. So I really love Dance Tonight as a song. That was actually previously unreleased on 7-inch, that one, so that's a new one to us. As is the next one, previously unreleased on 7-inch. This is Nod Your Head. Backed with, my camera hasn't gone fuzzy, has it? No, that picture really is like that. Backed with 222, which I think was one of the bonus tracks on Memory Almost Full, wasn't it? Nod Your Head. You know, it's one of those sort of daft little songs like, not like Bit Bop, you know, at the start of Wildlife. I just had a complete and utter brain fart about the start of Wildlife. It's one of those where, you know, it's daft, it's a bit throwaway, but it's absolutely fine. Yeah, I've had a complete and utter brain fart on that one. Now, this might be one of the last proper, what you'd call traditional CD singles that I remember Paul issuing. I mean, there's been some kind of there's been a few sort of promos afterwards, but CD singles kind of stopped being done soon after this. So Ever Present Past and a live version of House of Wax. This is a European pressing. Again, this is another one where we've got a piece of paper inside it. And it's actually this one opens up. So let's get you a view of this. Nice photos of Paul. And then inside, it's that, which you can see at the moment, and I can't see. I've not seen it yet. What is it? Paul's Mobius strip. What it is? Oh, okay. I'm going to let you have a read of that, because they're actually describing something there. Interesting. That's upside down. So I'll let you just have a look at that the right way up. So that's good. That's Ever Present Wax, my God. Ever Present Past, House of Wax, live. European pressing. And then again, next up is also previously unreleased on 7-inch. And it is, we're into Fireman territory now. Sing the nice bit of artwork that I've not seen before. Sing the Changes and Nothing Too Much Just Out of Sight. A radio edit. Which, I mean, to me just sounded like Led Zeppelin the first time I heard Nothing Too Much Just Out of Sight. Great song. Sing the Changes. One of Paul's greatest songs of the past 25 years, I would say. Absolutely fantastic. So we've got a Fireman label there. And the same on that one. Very good. Next up we have got previously unreleased on 7-inch. Here's a special one. This for me is one of the highlights of this box, the fact that this is included. I Want to Come Home. Just a beautiful song, absolutely fantastic. And the fact that we've got on the B-side a demo of I Want to Come Home. So I'm really looking forward to hearing that. Because I haven't yet. I've not had a chance to stream any of this yet. So I'm really looking forward to hearing the demo of I Want to Come Home. You might have heard Tom Jones' cover version of it, which I don't particularly think is any great shakes at all, to be honest. I think Paul's original is far better. But I'm really, really pleased to have that. Next up, we've got, again, previously unreleased on 7-inch. So we're into Kisses on the Bottom territory here. My Valentine is song for Nancy. Backed with Get Yourself Another Fool. So again, nice artwork here that I don't think we've seen before. I mean, it's previously unreleased, but whether that particular image has been seen before, I don't know. So there's your very similar style of artwork to what we've just seen on some of the other previously unreleased stuff. So that's good. And then next up, though, we've got a US release next. Paul McCartney, Christmas Kisses. So we've got the Christmas song, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Nat King Cole, obviously, most famous version of that. Backed by Wonderful Christmas Time, which is a kind of a Kisses on the Bottom style arrangement of that. And that's nice. This is a US pressing. So that's really nice. I love that picture there, a variation on the Kisses on the Bottom cover. I'm actually just going to pause a second and I'm just going to change over because my battery's about to run out. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, new battery in, we can continue. Next up, we're into the new era. So we've got new, backed with Early Days. Early Days would be one of my favourite songs from that album. Really good song, Paul. Basically just saying to a lot of Beatle authors, how do you know? You weren't there. I was there, you weren't. Very sort of simple, minimalistic label for that one. This one is from, let me just have a look, previously unreleased on 7-inch, maybe hence the simple label. And next off we've got Queenie Eye and Save Us. Again from the new era, 2013. This is also previously unreleased on 7-inch, so I'm expecting that fairly minimal label again, like we've had for the other. I quite like that they've gone with a sort of a fairly standard design but different colours for the previously unreleased stuff. Let's get that the right way around for you. So that's good. Hey, we've not got many more to do, folks. We've nearly got through the whole flipping lot. So next up we have got previously unreleased on 7-inch Hope for the Future. Goodness me. Now then, I'm interested to see which versions this has on it. It's got main and thrash. So this of course was created for a computer game called Destiny. There was multiple mixes of this, remixes. There was maybe at least half a dozen, I think, versions of Hope for the Future that I've got, certainly. And we've got two of the main ones on here. And there's thrash. So it's nice to have that on vinyl, because certainly before this box was announced, you'd assume you would never get something like this on vinyl. But that's a nice bit of artwork as well. So next up, there's a lot of previously unreleased stuff here. Oh, again, I'm really pleased that they've put this in. Really pleased that they've gone obscure with some of this stuff. In the Blink of an Eye. So this is a beautiful Paul song. Very, very modern day Paul. And it was, you may well have seen, there was a film called Ethel and Ernest, an animated film. There's a still from it, which this was the theme tune for. And you may be wondering, why has it got Walking in the Park with Eloise on the back? Well, that's, with the Chamber Orchestra of London, just to clarify, there's a scene in the movie where there's like a placard outside a door to like a music club, like a jazz club. And it says it's Jim Mack's band, which of course was Paul McCartney's dad. That's the band he was in. Jim Mack's band, and in the Park with Eloise is playing Walking in the Park with Eloise. So that's featured in the film as well. It's a real nice animated movie. I bought the movie soundtrack CD so that I could have In the Blink of an Eye, because it's a real nice song. But of course, this has never been released on 7-inch single before, so it's one that you would just never expect you were going to have. So it's really nice to have things like that. Global, this is described as. This is one that I've seen advertised on eBay as a CD single, and I've never been quite sure if it was legit or not. Now that it's included in here, that makes me feel it is legit, and I might well buy it. Even though there's no music on there that I haven't already got on Egypt Station, I like to have those variation CD singles. So I may well get that now that I know that it's probably legit. There's I Don't Know. And Come On To Me. Oh, so it's the first two songs from Egypt Station then, which is good. I Don't Know is one of Paul's boldest opening tracks on an album. that he's ever done. Is so kind of fragile on it. Previously unreleased on 7" next. This is Who Cares and For You. Hey, for you. I mean, is that Paul McCartney's most divisive song he's ever released? Quite possibly. I don't mind it too much. I agree with what my daughter said at the time. I played her it a few years ago. I said, what do you think of this? And she said, well, you know, in the hands of somebody young and current, it would probably be like a really good song. But she said she didn't really feel that it suited a man in his mid-70s. And I could see the point that she was making. But I quite like it. So again, they're using that similar design to what we've had on the previously unreleased 7" that we've seen in this box set. We've got 3 more to go. Now, this is the one where I said right at the beginning of this video that I'd thought I didn't have any Paul McCartney 7" on video, and then after I'd said that on a previous video, I realised that actually I've already got this one. The version that I've got already is this. I've got it out ready, the picture disc that came out for Record Store Day a few years ago. So that's the only one that I've got. But this, very similar style as you can see. I'm guessing it's just going to be plain black vinyl though. Home Tonight and In a Hurry. Yes, it's plain black vinyl. So if we just compare that to the picture disc, which goes obviously right out to the edge. Very similar style, but that's nice. It'll probably sound better than the picture disc. The picture disc, as they tend to be, is very noisy. But actually, once the music started, it was okay. It was just kind of noisy on the outer edges. So that was a global release, previously unreleased on 7". Okay, we're into McCartney 3 territory here. We've got Find My Way, Winter Bird, and When Winter Comes. When Winter Comes, of course, being the song that really kind of kick-started the whole McCartney 3 sessions. Paul doing a song for some animation that was being worked on. Winter Bird being the song that kicked that off. But When Winter Comes was recorded on the same day as Calico Skies in 1992. So it kind of feels really out of place on the album. But it's also really appropriate because without When Winter Comes, McCartney 3 might not exist anyway. So that's nice to have. And we've got one more, and that is it. Previously unreleased on 7". This is record number 80. Paul McCartney, Women and Wives. Now, that is Nancy, isn't it? That certainly looks like her profile. So I presume that is Nancy. But we've got, interestingly, on the B-side, it is the St. Vincent remix that appeared on McCartney 3 Imagined. So let's just get you that one as well. We've got a similar style of artwork to McCartney 3, although there's no dice on there. But the font certainly is the same. And that's your disc number 80. Wow. I can take that bookmark out of there now. This has been... I mean, I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I don't quite know yet where I'm going to put it. It's quite heavy. It's reasonably big. I'll fit it somewhere. I don't exactly know where. But let's just get this box on. And I'm going to film. I'm going to do my thumbnail for the video. You've got to have a good thumbnail pick. So let's just get that lid on there. Let me know your comments on this, please. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to try and get my thumbnail pick for the end of the video. So are you ready? Cheese! See you later, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, flipping heck, that's heavy. Oh, my throat.